This morning is Lola Ge. Lola is a 4-year boarding student from Shanghai, China. She is co-editor-in-chief of The Dial, a student alumni ambassador, a member of the Student Philanthropy Council, and a member of orchestra. She's also the proud roommate of Lulu Zoo. Lola?
Thank you. Good morning. Let me begin with a tale from Plato's Apology. Socrates, a man devoted to the relentless pursuit of wisdom and truth, once found himself confronted by a divine paradox. The oracle of Delphi, speaking with the authority of Apollo, declared that no man was wiser than he. Socrates was perplexed. He did not consider himself wise. How could this be true when Athens teemed with accomplished politicians, inspired poets, and skilled craftsmen, men widely regarded as the intellectual pillars of society? Determined to challenge the oracle's pronouncement, Socrates set out to test it. He sought out those reputed to be wise and engaged them in conversation, probing their knowledge with persistent questioning. Yet, a pattern emerged as these dialogues unfolded. The politicians spoke with confidence, but lacked true understanding. The poets, though capable of beauty and inspiration, could not fully explain the meanings of their own works. Even the craftsmen, though genuinely skilled in their trades, often extended their claims of knowledge far beyond their expertise. As Socrates exposed these contradictions, he was met with irritation, then resentment. For it is no easy thing to confront the limits of one's own understanding. And so, Socrates arrived at a profound realization that the oracle had spoken truly. He was wisest not because he possessed greater knowledge, but because he alone recognized the limits of his own abilities. While others believed themselves to know, Socrates understood that he did not. I was first introduced to this tale through a summer program pamphlet that advertised a classics-focused curriculum. Eager to close read Plato's dialogues, I signed up enthusiastically. At that time, I took this story as an interesting anecdote, an illustration meant to introduce the kind of intellectual inquiry the program promised. I did not yet see it as something that could extend beyond the page. That changed during our first meeting at the program, when the group leader asked us to announce our faith: Catholic, Protestant, Baptist. As my peers spoke up one by one, it slowly dawned on me I'd come to a religious camp. Still, I wasn't going to lie. A girl tilted her head at my truthful answer. Atheist? Really? Her voice was a mixture of puzzled surprise and earnest curiosity. And thus began my time as the lone atheist in a camp of dedicated theists. I grew up in an environment where religion was rarely present. From a Chinese public middle school in Shanghai to boarding school here at Hill, religion was something that was mentioned here and there, but there was rarely any direct discussion, let alone disagreement. Conversations about faith were often brief and polite, with the unspoken understanding that religion and belief was something to respect, not to be challenged or pushed too far. But my new peers here held their beliefs with ironclad gravity. The first salvo came when a girl argued at the lunch table. Living well means becoming the person God created you to be. For folks without God, what's the point of living? Her reasoning startled me. Did she truly think that no secular sources of meaning were possible? What about Sartre's existentialism or Kant's pure reason? I approached her over dinner. Munching on cheeseburgers, she told me that she had been homeschooled through scripture and sermons on a remote Texas farm. She spoke of long mornings memorizing verses by the light of a dusty window, of prayers before every meal and a family radio always tuned to a preacher's voice. The nearest neighbor was miles away, and the small church they drove to each Sunday was the only circle of faces she'd known until now. Camp, she confessed, was the first place she had ever met someone who didn't start and end the day with God, someone like me. But at the same time, she made me realize that I too was sheltered. Just as she couldn't fathom life without God, I never grasped life with him. Encountering her challenging ideas felt like an endless procession of doors flying open, my perspective expanding with explosive force. I realized that we were both, in our own ways, intellectually confined by the environments of our upbringings. And there, between two cheeseburgers, we sat staring across a gulf neither of us had known existed. While we didn't always agree, this exchange sparked respect and humanization. That was when I began to truly understand the tale from Plato's Apology on the program poster, how Socrates insisted that recognizing one's ignorance is the first step to knowledge. We never grow if we don't look to others to enlighten us. Without this humility, we close ourselves off to growth. My tone in seminars and conversations with this girl changed. We still disagreed, sometimes sharply. She believed that the soul lived on after death, accountable to a divine judge. I saw no evidence for anything beyond the physical brain, and suspected that consciousness flickers out like a candle. And yet, despite our differences concerning the immortality of the soul and many other topics, we found ourselves unexpectedly converging around something else, Cicero's concept of jus naturale, the idea that beneath all belief systems lies a common desire for righteous action that unites all human beings. We both agreed that honesty, courage, and compassion mattered, that a person could be good with or without a creed to back it up. And in that shared ground, the gulf between us began to feel less like a wall and more like a bridge. And so, if I may offer anything to you all this morning, it is not a set of answers, but a way of approaching questions. First, have the courage to admit what you do not know. Socrates' wisdom did not lie in mastery, but in restraint. In his refusal to claim certainty where none could be justified. In a world that often rewards confidence over reflection, it is tempting to present our views as complete and unassailable. But growth begins precisely at the moment we recognize the boundaries of our understandings. To say, I don't know, is not a weakness. It is an opening. Second, remember that total objectivity is impossible. Every perspective, including your own, is shaped by forces you do not choose. Your upbringing, your education, your culture, these are the lenses through which you see the world. And just as your vision is shaped, so is everyone else's. When someone disagrees with you, it is easy to assume error. It is harder, but far more meaningful, to ask, from where are they speaking? Often, disagreement is not a clash between truth and falsehood, but between different vantage points, each incomplete on its own. Finally, this leads to something even more important. If we are to bridge the differences between us, we must learn to listen for the harmony hidden within our dissonance. Too often, we treat disagreement as a barrier, something to win or conquer. But what if, instead, we approached it as an opportunity to uncover shared values beneath opposing views, to find connection not in similarity, but in mutual understanding? This kind of listening requires patience, humility, and a willingness to be unsettled. It asks us to move beyond our own certainty and attend carefully to the perspectives of others, even when they challenge us. For it is in these moments of tension, not comfort, that real growth occurs. Sometimes, the most unexpected conversations teach you the most. Thank you.